In this part 2, this is what we will find out. Will Marcus really change when he gets out? Can their love survive in the real world? And what happens when the truth about Marcus's crime comes out? The whole truth? Let's go. The day Marcus got released, I couldn't eat. I stood in front of my closet for an hour trying to figure out what to wear. Like it mattered, like he cared. But I wanted to look good. I wanted him to see me, really see me, and think, that's my wife. I picked a blue dress, his favorite color. I drove to the prison. 5 hours. My hands were sweating the whole time. What if he was different? What if seeing him outside of prison walls changed everything? What if the man I loved only existed in letters and phone calls? What if this was all a huge mistake? I parked outside the prison gates and waited, and waited, and waited. Release times aren't exact. They can take hours. So I just sat there watching the gate, my heart pounding harder with every minute. Then I saw him, walking through the gate, carrying a plastic bag with his belongings, wearing jeans and a white t-shirt they'd given him. He stopped when he saw my car and smiled. That smile, the one I'd only seen through screens and glass, it was even better in person. I got out of the car. My legs felt shaky. He walked toward me, slowly at first, then faster, and then we were running. We crashed into each other. His arms wrapped around me, lifted me off the ground, spun me around. I was crying, laughing, both. "You're here," I whispered into his neck. "I'm here," he said. "I'm really here." We stood there for a long time, just holding each other. Free. Finally free. The first week was perfect. We did everything normal couples do. We went to restaurants, watched movies, walked around the city holding hands. Marcus couldn't stop touching me. Not in a weird way, just constantly reaching for my hand, putting his arm around me, like he couldn't believe I was real. "I forgot what the sky looks like," he said one night. We were lying in the grass in a park, staring up at the stars. "It's the same sky you saw in prison." "No, it's different when you're free." Everything felt new to him. Fresh coffee, real food, soft sheets, the sound of rain on the window, and me. "I can't believe you're my wife," he said one morning. We were in bed, sunlight streaming through the window, his hand tracing circles on my back. "Believe it. I don't deserve you." "Stop saying that." "It's true." I turned to look at him. "Marcus, you made a mistake. You paid for it. You're a different person now. You deserve to be happy." He kissed my forehead. "You make me happy." Everything was perfect. Until it wasn't. The first sign was small. We were at the grocery store, just buying food. Normal stuff. I picked up a box of cereal, turned to ask Marcus if he liked it. He was frozen, staring at a security guard near the entrance. "Marcus?" He didn't answer. "Marcus!" He blinked, looked at me. "Sorry, what? Are you okay?" "Yeah, fine." But his hands were shaking. We checked out quickly. He didn't talk the whole drive home. "What happened back there?" I asked when we got inside. "Nothing." "Marcus?" "I said nothing." His voice was sharp, angry. I stepped back. "Okay." He closed his eyes, took a deep breath. I'm sorry. The guard. He looked at me weird, and I don't know what I thought." "You thought you were in trouble?" "Yeah." He rubbed his face. "It's stupid. I know I'm free, but my brain doesn't know yet." I took his hand. "It's not stupid. It's normal. You were locked up for 8 years. You can't just turn that off." "I want to." "I know. But give it time." He nodded. But I could see it in his eyes. Something had shifted. The nightmares started that week. I'd wake up to Marcus thrashing in bed, sweating, sometimes yelling, "Marcus, wake up!" He'd jerk awake, eyes wild, looking around like he didn't know where he was. "It's okay," I'd whisper. "You're home. You're safe." It would take him a few minutes to calm down, to remember he wasn't in prison anymore. "What were you dreaming about?" I asked one night. "Being back there, being locked up. And you weren't real. You were just someone I made up to survive." My heart broke. "I'm real. I'm right here." He pulled me close, held me so tight it almost hurt. "Don't leave me," he whispered. "I won't. Promise. I promise." But even as I said it, I wondered, could I keep that promise? Marcus struggled to find a job. We knew it would be hard. He was a felon. Most places wouldn't even look at his application. He applied everywhere. Fast food, warehouses, construction, anything. He got rejected from all of them. "Nobody wants to hire a criminal," he said one night. He'd been home for 3 weeks and still had nothing. "Something will come up." "When?" He stood up, started pacing. "I can't just sit here, Riley. I can't live off you. I'm supposed to be the man. I'm supposed to provide." "We're a team. No, you're carrying me, like always." His voice was bitter. "You paid for the wedding. You paid for my phone calls. You paid for everything. And now I'm out and I still can't do anything." "Marcus, it's only been 3 weeks. It's been my whole life," he was yelling now. "Do you know what it's like? To feel useless? To know that one mistake defined everything? I know it's hard. You don't know." He punched the wall. I flinched. He saw my face, saw what he'd done. "Riley, I'm sorry. I didn't mean..." "It's fine." But my voice was shaking. "I'm sorry." He came toward me, tried to hug me. I let him, but I felt something crack inside me. Something small. But there. Things got worse when Marcus started seeing Zoe. Shayna agreed to let him visit. Once a week, supervised at first. I thought it would be good for him, help him feel connected, give him purpose, but it just made everything harder. "She doesn't know what to say to me," Marcus told me after his first visit. "She just sits there, staring at me, like I'm a stranger." "You kind of are, to her. I'm her dad. She doesn't know that yet. You have to earn it." "I shouldn't have to earn my own daughter. But you do, because you left." He looked at me, hurt, angry. "I was in prison. I know, but she doesn't understand that. She just knows you weren't there." He turned away. "So it's my fault." "I'm not saying that. You are. You're saying I'm a bad dad, a bad person." "Marcus, that's not what I meant." But he walked out, slammed the door. I stood there alone in our apartment, wondering where the man I married went. He came back 3 hours later, drunk. I didn't even know where he got the alcohol. He wasn't supposed to drink. It was part of his parole. "Marcus, don't." He held up his hand. "Don't lecture me." "Where have you been?" "Out." "Out where?" "Does it matter?" He stumbled toward the couch, fell onto it. "You're not supposed to drink." "I'm not supposed to do a lot of things." He laughed, but it wasn't a happy sound. "I'm not supposed to be a criminal. I'm not supposed to be a bad dad. I'm not supposed to disappoint everyone." "You're not disappointing me?" "Yes, I am." He looked at me. His eyes were red. "You just won't admit it. You thought I'd come out and be perfect. That love would fix everything. But it doesn't. I'm still messed up. I'm still angry. I'm still broken." Tears filled my eyes. "So what are you saying?" "I'm saying maybe everyone was right. Your family, your friends. Maybe you shouldn't have married me." "Don't say that." "Why not? It's true." "It's not true." I sat down next to him, took his hand. "Marcus, I love you. I knew this would be hard. I knew you'd struggle. But we can get through this. Can we?" He pulled his hand away. "Or are you just going to get tired of me? Of my problems? Of my past? I married you knowing your past. You married an idea of me. the guy in the letters, the guy on the phone, but that's not who I really am. Then who are you? He didn't answer, just closed his eyes and passed out. The next morning, he apologized. I was drunk. I didn't mean what I said. Did you mean some of it? He hesitated. I don't know. That scared me more than anything, because if he didn't know, how could I? I started posting less online. People noticed. Where are the updates? Is everything okay? You've been quiet. I didn't know what to say. I couldn't post the truth, that my marriage was falling apart, that the man I loved was drowning and I didn't know how to save him. So I just stayed quiet. But the messages kept coming. From other women in similar situations, women who were struggling, who needed hope. Your story gave me strength. Seeing you happy made me believe it's possible. Please don't give up. And I realized they needed me to be okay. They needed this to work. Because if it didn't work for me, how could it work for them? But what if it didn't work? 6 weeks after Marcus got out, I came home to find him packing. What are you doing? I think I should go stay with a friend for a while. My stomach dropped. What? Why? Because I'm drowning you. He wouldn't look at me, just kept folding clothes. You're trying so hard to fix me, to save me. But I don't think I can be saved. That's not true. It is. He finally looked at me. His eyes were tired, sad. Riley, you're the best thing that ever happened to me, but I'm the worst thing that ever happened to you. Don't say that. It's true. Your family hates me. Your friends think you're crazy. You spend all your time taking care of me instead of living your life. That's not fair to you. I chose this. You chose a fantasy, but this is reality, and reality is I'm a mess. I have PTSD. I can't find a job. I'm a terrible dad. I'm not the man you thought I was. Tears were streaming down my face. You are. You're exactly the man I thought you were. You're just hurting, and that's okay. We can work through this. What if we can't? The question hung in the air, heavy, terrible. Do you want to leave? I whispered. He didn't answer right away. Then, no, but I think I should. That's not the same thing. I know. I walked over to him, took his hands. Marcus, look at me. He did. I didn't marry you because I thought it would be easy. I married you because I love you. All of you. The broken parts, the scared parts, the angry parts. I love all of it. Riley. And I know you're struggling. I know this is hard. But running away won't fix anything. It'll just make it worse. What if I hurt you? You won't. You don't know that. I do, because you're a good person. You made a mistake when you were young, but you paid for it. You've suffered enough. You don't have to keep punishing yourself. He closed his eyes. I don't know how to stop. Then let me help you. What if it's not enough? Then we'll figure it out, together. He stood there for a long time, just breathing. Then he unpacked his bag. That night we talked for hours, really talked, about everything, about his time in prison, about the things he saw, the things he did to survive, the person he had to become. You don't understand what it's like, he said. In prison, you can't show weakness. You can't be soft. If you are, people hurt you. So you build walls, you shut down, you become hard. And now? Now I don't know how to tear those walls down. I don't know how to be soft again. You don't have to do it alone. But I don't want to burden you. Marcus. I took his face in my hands. You're not a burden. You're my husband. Let me carry some of this. He started crying. Real deep sobs. And I just held him. We found him a therapist the next week, someone who specialized in former inmates, someone who understood trauma. It helped. Slowly. Marcus started opening up, started dealing with things instead of running from them. And things started getting better. He found a job, nothing fancy, just construction work. But it was honest, and he was good at it. He kept seeing Zoe, and slowly, she started warming up to him. "She called me Dad today," he told me one night. His voice was full of wonder. "Not Marcus, Dad." I smiled. "That's huge." "It is." He pulled me close. "None of this would have happened without you. You did the work, but you believed I could, even when I didn't." 3 months after Marcus got out, we had our first real date. No prison walls, no time limits, just us. At a restaurant, like a normal couple. We sat across from each other, holding hands. "This is nice," he said. "It is. I'm sorry it took so long to get here." "It's okay." "No, it's not. I almost ruined this. I almost lost you." "But you didn't." He smiled. "I didn't." We ordered food, talked, laughed, and for the first time since he got out, everything felt right. But here's the thing about happiness. It's fragile, and sometimes the past doesn't let you go. 4 months after Marcus got out, there was a knock on our door. I opened it to find a woman standing there. She was older, maybe 60, dressed in black. "Can I help you?" I asked. She stared at me. Her eyes were cold. "You're Riley?" "Yes." "Marcus's wife?" My stomach tightened. "Who are you?" "My name is Helen Cortez." Her voice was steady, hard. "And your husband killed my son." The world stopped. "What?" "My son, David. He was 73 years old. He was in his house when your husband and his friends broke in. And one of them hit him so hard he never woke up." I couldn't breathe. I'm sorry. Sorry?" Her voice cracked. "Sorry doesn't bring him back. Sorry doesn't fix the fact that I had to bury my son." I know, and I'm so—" "You married him." She took a step closer. "You knew what he did, and you married him anyway. He didn't kill. He was there. He helped. That makes him guilty." Tears were streaming down her face now. "Do you know what it's like? To lose your child? To know the people responsible are out there living their lives while your son is in the ground? I'm so sorry for your loss." "I don't want your sorry," she was yelling now. "I want you to know what kind of man you married. I want you to see him for what he really is." "Helen," I turned. Marcus was standing behind me. His face was white. "Marcus Ortiz." Helen's voice was pure venom. "Mrs. Cortez." His voice was barely a whisper. "You remember me?" "Of course I do." "Good." She straightened. "I wanted to come here, to see if you felt any guilt, any remorse. But looking at you now, living free, with a wife, with a life, I can see you don't. That's not true. Then look me in the eye and tell me you think about my son. Tell me you see his face. Tell me you feel what you did." Marcus's jaw trembled. "Every day. I think about him every day. What I did, what we did, it haunts me, and I know I can never make it right. I know saying sorry isn't enough, but I am sorry. I'm so sorry." Helen stared at him for a long moment. Then she said, "I don't forgive you. I don't expect you to. And I hope you suffer, for the rest of your life, the way I've suffered." She turned and walked away. We stood there in the doorway, watching her go. Marcus didn't talk for the rest of the day. He just sat on the couch, staring at nothing. "Marcus, she's right." "What?" "She's right. I don't deserve this, any of this. I should be suffering." "You did suffer. You went to prison. That's not enough." He stood up. "Her son is dead, and I'm here, living, happy. How is that fair?" "It's not fair. But that doesn't mean you should spend your whole life punishing yourself." "Why not? He's dead because of me." "You didn't kill him. I was there." He was yelling now, crying. "I was there and I didn't stop it. I could have stopped Ryan. I could have said no. I could have done something. But I didn't. I just stood there. And then I ran. He collapsed onto the couch, buried his face in his hands. I'm a coward. I've always been a coward. I knelt in front of him. Marcus, you were 22. You were scared. You made a bad choice. But you've spent 8 years paying for it. You don't have to keep paying. How do I live with this? The same way you've been living with it, one day at a time. He looked at me. His eyes were destroyed. What if one day isn't enough? I didn't have an answer. That night, I couldn't sleep. I lay there next to Marcus, who was finally asleep after hours of crying, and stared at the ceiling. Helen's words kept echoing in my head. Your husband killed my son. You knew what he did and you married him anyway. Was she right? Was I wrong to love him? Did loving Marcus mean I didn't care about David Cortez? About his family? I thought about all the comments I'd gotten online, all the people who said I was celebrating a criminal, that I was spitting on the victim's memory. I always defended Marcus, always said he'd changed. But had he? Or was he just good at hiding? I turned to look at him. His face was peaceful in sleep. This was my husband, the man I loved, the man I chose. But was love enough? Could love erase the past? The next morning, I made a decision. I want to meet her. Marcus looked up from his coffee. Who? Helen, Mrs. Cortez. I want to meet her, really meet her, and talk. Riley, no. Yes. She came to our house. She told us her pain, and I think we owe her more than that. She doesn't want to see me. Then I'll go alone. Why? Because I need to understand. I need to hear her story. I need to see the other side. Marcus was quiet for a long time. Then, okay. I found Helen's address online. It wasn't hard. I drove to her house, a small place on the edge of town. The garden was full of flowers. I knocked on the door. She answered. When she saw me, her face hardened. What do you want? To talk, please. Just let me talk to you. She stared at me, then stepped aside. I followed her into a small living room. Pictures covered every surface. All of the same man, David, her son. He was my only child, she said, sitting down. My husband died young, so it was just me and David. He was everything to me. I sat across from her. Tell me about him. She looked surprised. What? Tell me about David. I want to know who he was. Her eyes filled with tears. And then she talked. For an hour, she told me about her son, about how he loved gardening, how he volunteered at the library, how he called her every single day. He was a good man, she said. He never hurt anyone, and they killed him for nothing, for some cash and a laptop. I'm so sorry. Why did you come here? She asked. Did Marcus send you? No, I came because I needed to hear this. I needed to see what was lost, because I love Marcus. But that doesn't mean I don't care about your son, or you. She studied me. Do you have children? No. Then you can't understand. You can't understand what it's like to lose a child. You're right, I can't, but I can listen. We sat in silence for a moment. Then she said, Does he really feel guilty? Or is that just something he says? He feels it. Every day. It's eating him alive. Good. Her voice was cold. Mrs. Cortez, I know what you want me to say. You want me to forgive him, to give you permission to be happy. But I can't. I won't. I'm not asking for that. I just wanted you to know that we don't take this lightly, that we don't forget, that David is part of our story too, even though we never met him. She looked at me for a long time. Then she stood. You should go. I stood too. Thank you for talking to me. She didn't respond. I walked to the door, then turned back. I'm sorry. I know it doesn't help. I know it doesn't change anything. But I'm sorry. She nodded once, and I left. When I got home, Marcus was waiting. How did it go? She's never going to forgive you. He nodded. I know. And we have to be okay with that, because we can't undo the past. We can only move forward. Can we, after everything? I took his hands. I don't know, but I want to try. If you do. He pulled me close. I do. 6 months after Marcus got out, we made a video together, our first one, since everything. We sat in front of the camera, and we told the truth, not the pretty version, the real version. We talked about the struggles, the fights, the doubt, the pain. We talked about Helen, about David, about guilt and grief and trying to live with the past. This isn't a fairy tale, I said to the camera. This is real life, and real life is messy. But we're trying. We're choosing each other every day, even when it's hard. Especially when it's hard, Marcus added. We posted the video, and it went viral. Millions of views, thousands of comments. Some people supported us, some people hated us. But we didn't care anymore, because we weren't doing this for them. We were doing this for us. 1 year after Marcus got out, we visited David's grave. We didn't ask permission. We just went. Marcus brought flowers. We stood there for a long time, looking at the headstone. David Cortez, beloved son. I'm sorry, Marcus whispered. I'm so sorry. I took his hand. We didn't stay long. We didn't belong there. But we needed to go, to pay our respects, to remember. As we walked away, Marcus said, Do you think he can forgive me? I don't know, but I hope so. Me too. 2 years after Marcus got out, Zoe called him Dad without hesitation. She stayed with us on weekends, helped us cook dinner, fell asleep on the couch watching movies. She was part of our family now. I'm proud of you, I told Marcus one night after we'd put her to bed. For what? For not giving up. On her, on us, on yourself. He smiled. I had a good teacher. 3 years after Marcus got out, we found out I was pregnant. We were terrified, excited, both. What if I'm a bad dad? Marcus asked. You won't be? But what if... Marcus? I put his hand on my stomach. You've already proven you can be a good dad. With Zoe. You'll be great with this one too. I hope you're right. I am. Our daughter was born on a Tuesday. We named her Grace. Because grace is what saved us. Grace is what we gave each other. Grace is what we needed. Marcus held her in his arms and cried. Thank you, he whispered to me. For what? For not giving up on me. For believing I could be more than my past. I kissed him. You are more than your past. People still judge us. They see the videos, read the story, and they have opinions. Some say Marcus doesn't deserve a second chance. Some say I'm naive for staying. Some say we're disrespecting David's memory. And maybe they're right. Maybe we don't have all the answers. But here's what I know. Love isn't about perfection. It's about choosing someone even when they're broken, even when they're hard to love, even when the world tells you not to. Marcus made a terrible mistake. He hurt people. He can never undo that. But he spent every day since trying to be better, trying to do right. And isn't that what second chances are for? 5 years after Marcus got out, we received a letter. It was from Helen. My hands shook as I opened it. Dear Riley and Marcus, I'm not writing this to forgive you. I don't know if I ever can. My son is still gone. That pain will never go away. But I've been watching you. The videos, the posts, the way you're raising your daughters. And I see something I didn't expect to see. Remorse. Real remorse. I see a man who is trying to be better, who is living a life that honors the second chance he was given. My son believed in second chances. He worked at the library helping people get back on their feet. He believed everyone deserved a chance to change. I think he would have wanted me to tell you that. I'm not saying we'll ever be friends. I'm not saying I've forgiven what happened. but I'm saying, I see you trying. And maybe that's enough. Helen Marcus read the letter 3 times. Then he folded it carefully and put it in his wallet. I'm going to carry this with me, he said. To remember, to keep trying. Today, Marcus has been out of prison for 6 years. He works full-time, pays his taxes, coaches Zoe's soccer team, changes Grace's diapers, makes me coffee every morning. He still has nightmares sometimes, still struggles with guilt, still has hard days. But he's here, he's trying, he's living, and we're happy. Not perfect, but happy. People ask me all the time, do you regret it, marrying a man in prison? And my answer is always the same. No. Because Marcus taught me something important. He taught me that people are more than their worst moments. That change is possible. That love can survive anything if you fight for it. He taught me about grace. And that's worth everything. So here's my message to anyone watching this. If you're in love with someone the world tells you not to love, listen to your heart. If you're married to someone who's struggling, don't give up. If you've made mistakes, know that you can still be worthy of love. We're all broken. We're all flawed. We're all trying to figure it out. But we don't have to do it alone. Marcus squeezes my hand as we sit on the couch, watching our daughters play. I love you, he says. I love you too. Thank you for saving me. You saved yourself. I just stood by you while you did it. He smiles, kisses my forehead. And I know, despite everything we've been through, despite all the pain and struggle and doubt, I'd choose him again. Every single time. Because love isn't about finding someone perfect. It's about finding someone worth fighting for and never letting go. That is the end of the story. Please click the subscribe button, like and comment where you are watching from. Thanks a lot for the massive support. I really appreciate it.